Monday, and you know the podcast on. Monday, and you know the podcast on. I'm coming to you cause I got no home. Living with my mother-in-law sounds like no, yeah. What's up, y'all? I hate to cut the rhyme so short, but I can't keep copywriting everything. Because they come and take away. They give me copyright strikes, and then I can't come back till next night. Oh. What's up, y'all? I'm just cackling and shackling. It's about 3 songs I've played in a span of 1 minute. How great is that? Happy Monday, everyone. What a week. What a month. What everything. What did I do this weekend? Well, today was this weekend was my first official weekend staying with my mother-in-law. Not in the new house yet. Still gotta wait. But I've been very patient. Luckily and thankfully, my mother-in-law has let us stay at her place because she's not in town right now. So we kind of got the whole house to ourselves. And I've learned to like it a little bit. I mean, it's not terrible. It definitely is interesting. It's been a very interesting weekend. Especially, I'm teasing my husband a lot because this is kind of like the house he spent some of his childhood in. So I tease him about just him being there, and it's just funny. And we're just I'm just getting into the whole effect of I feel like I retired this weekend. I broke out my moo-moo. I'm dog sitting. That's what this picture is of my dog. Proved to me this weekend that we can never have 2 dogs. My husband made the mistake of petting the other dog, and my dog was not having it. Look at her, y'all. She said, if you come near my papa again, I'll bust your butt. My dog was really, she is straight jealous. She don't play that at all. So really spent the whole weekend looking at these 2 little short attitude kids, and yeah, Saturday I did clean up her house because that's normally my cleaning day. So I did do that. I didn't let this throw me off track from what I normally enjoy doing in life. So I did clean her house, and we did a few things with our storage, and nothing too major. Went to dinner, nothing, we try to just keep not let this little bump in the road just derail us completely. We still living. And then Sunday, I actually went to get a pedicure, and if anybody knows me, knows I hate getting pedicures, but I'm so bored and have nothing to do that I got a pedicure. I actually went and got my hair braided. I don't like going to get my hair braided, but I was I got so much time on my hands that I went and sat in a salon for 5 hours. Because, I have nowhere to go, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just really passing the time, practicing some self-care, I guess, if you call having your hair pulled in many directions self-care. But did that. My sister, I went by her house, did some things for her this weekend. So I've been helping the community. It's keeping my mind busy, y'all, so I don't just get too stuck on the fact that I have not moved into my house yet. I hate to spend life where I'm waiting on moments to happen, because when you do that, you don't enjoy the day or whatever. So I really try not to be I can't wait till this day for this to happen. I try to really live every day in that day. It's not easy, but I try. So I tried my best and make the best out of this weekend. I really did. I put my best foot forward. So it wasn't horrible at all. My mother-in-law has a nice, cute little house, and you know, we like these dogs, and it's never a dull moment with them too. And yeah, this is going down in history. It's so strange for me because I've never stayed with anybody in my life. Like, as far as just like not having a place to stay. It's weird. But I'm learning in this time that, family and friends are important. Shout out to my best friend. She sent me some words of encouragement. A lot of people have been very encouraging and very just nice and sweet, and it's good to have that, because it's like, you know what, when you're going through something, it's nice to know people can be there for you, and vice versa. So, this is just a little bump in the road. We'll get through it, and don't no monkey stop no show. So we just don't let the negativity outweigh all the other things. My family's blessed and healthy. My friends are blessed and healthy, and hopefully you guys are blessed and healthy, because I definitely continue to pray for you guys. That whatever life brings your way, that you will conquer it and keep pressing forward. These are just growing pains, we're just growing, yeah. But that's about it, y'all. Let's get into this news. I read a lot of news this weekend because I had a lot of time on my hands. So we'll go through this. Trump's still going through his hush money trial. Yeah, there was a fight this weekend, and Ryan Garcia won. That little guy is a weird little guy. One dead and one missing after 2 Japanese helicopters crashed in the Pacific. Cop ran a light at 88 miles an hour and killed a young father of twins. He still has his badge. That's crazy. It's like, who is he chasing that it was that important? Universal Studios Hollywood tram crash at the Los Angeles theme park leaves 15 in the hospital. The TikTok ban is getting closer. I think if there's a ban, they have like a year to do what Congress says, or they gotta kick rocks. Is what I think the whole thing is with that. Let's go to the X app, see what's going on there. Americans are getting high in record numbers, but growing evidence suggests marijuana may be linked to certain heart problems. An intruder smashed a window to break into Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass's home early Sunday. But I think she's safe. Authorities confiscate nearly 50 pounds of meth hidden in an ice chest filled with fish on the southern border in California. 10-year-old Texas boy confesses to fatally shooting a man in his sleep 2 years ago, but will not face charges because Texas law says a child does not have criminal culpability until they reach the age of 10. Bees playing with rolling wooden balls apparently for fun. Ronnie Garcia, former Houston Astros prospect, has died at a traffic accident at age 24. That's always so terrible when they about to go to whatever and then their life is just snuffed out. Sad. Police are investigating the fatal shooting of an 8-year-old woman near a Delaware State University dorm Sunday morning. The Spice Girls reunited, which I have that on video. There's 2 people dead and an estimated 6 others were injured in a shooting at a block party in Memphis. That was on social media a lot this weekend. Ukrainian President Zelensky thanks the U.S. political leaders for approving his aid package. He's about to get his 60 billion or million, I can't remember, but yeah, he's about to get some more money, y'all. Giving him some more money. Alright, let's see what I liked. I liked a lot of things because I was bored. So this is this lady that got HIV from being a passport sister. This is her story.
Very sick. I could not get out of bed. Passport sister. Here's what happened. I went to Jamaica. I made the stupid choice to have a one-night stand. I came home from Jamaica. I found myself very, very sick. I could not get out of bed. This was within about 1 week. I could not get out of bed. I was blacking out. If I did get out of bed, I was passing out. I wasn't eating. I was very dehydrated. I went to the emergency room. They've sent me home probably 5 or 6 times with a random diagnosis. And then when they finally decided to check me in, I stayed in the hospital. They did every possible test. They were running blood work all the time. They couldn't find what was wrong. It took an infectious disease doctor to come and think to do a spinal tap. And I will forever, ever, ever be thankful to that doctor for coming to my rescue and thinking to do a spinal tap because it wasn't showing up in my blood. Because it doesn't show up in your blood for 3 to 6 months, but it does show up in a spinal tap. Ask my doctor.
The only souvenirs you should be bringing back is the ones at the gift shop.
Passport sister.
Dang. One night stand. Raw dogging. There's the Spice Girls jamming it up. Here we go. So that was Pasha's 50th birthday. I can tell you, I do not know that song. So numerous people have been stabbed and injured in a mass stabbing on a cruise boat. This was in New York. But that was like them going there. But it says currently law enforcement and emergency personnel are on the scene after numerous people were stabbed and injured in a mass stabbing on a boat near Brooklyn Army Terminal in New York. Authorities are reporting a total of 6 people have been stabbed, prompting a level 2 passenger disembark from the cruise ship where stabbings occurred. It's currently unknown if the suspect has been caught. Like, who got up there and did that? I mean, what happened? So this man slapped an employee at Taco Bell.
You guys, you're gonna pay for my fucking microwave. Hey, blow up. Oh, you're smiling. What the fuck? What's wrong with you, bro? Are you the manager?
I'm sorry. Taco Bell do wrap their burritos in that foil, bro. It just looks like paper. But he's clearly drunk too or something. I don't know, but he slapped the dude over that. He said, "You gonna pay for my microwave?" Dang. Multiple teens have been shot as 500 and 600 teens were gathered at a park for senior skip day for a larger water gun fight. That's crazy, y'all. How y'all bring your real guns to a water gun fight at senior skip day? These kids just don't know how to have fun no more. Yeah. Not playing nothing with Tucker Carlson. I was in the mood, but I ain't in the mood no more. Mary J. Blige, Dionne Warwick, Ozzy Osbourne are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class 2024. I'm surprised Ozzy. They're really none of these people have been in there. Simone Biles is celebrating her first anniversary to her husband. I hope they stay strong because they kind of sketchy. Alright, let's see what else is going on. Check out TMZ. That's a site I didn't go to this weekend. David Beckham is suing Mark Wahlberg's company. You're unfit to make fitness deals. I don't know what that's about. Sound like rich people problems to me, though. Melissa McCarthy laughed. My friend Megan, she's smart and an interesting woman. Okay. I refuse to read anything about Taylor Swift. I'm tired of reading about her every weekend. Looks like I covered most of this stuff. So, I think I've been going over to Reddit land. And let me tell you, these braids are still so tight, man. After I got them, I'm like, why didn't I get braids? They're convenient once they loosen up, but right now I'm just like, so if you hear rustling in the background, it's because my hair is still extremely tight. Alright, let's see what we got. What's a food you went your whole life thinking it was nasty until you tried it? So I used to really hate crab ragoon when I was younger. I'm not crazy about them now, but we made them at school, and once I saw the process for making them, I liked them. But when I first had them, like from a Chinese place, and everybody, not all crab ragoons are equal. Some are gross. So that was that. All that. Let's see what else. Green beans. Yeah. Blue cheese is disgusting. It's still nasty. Meatloaf, yeah. Sushi. I don't like sushi. I've had a California roll, but ranch. My husband hates ranch. And you can't get that man to try it. He won't do it. Pineapple on pizza. Pineapple on pizza is not nasty, but it's not good either. Sauerkraut. Ugh. Booty holes. Wonderful. Not wonderful, but just wonderful comment. No Reddit. They just can't resist. Ceviche. What's the clothing trend from the past that makes you laugh the hardest knowing people actually wear that? I would have to say probably people wearing their pants inside out. And just the amount of color-coded socks we were wearing just to mix and match them. I mean, the 90s was an interesting time. I know the 70s and stuff was, and I'm not old enough for that, but yeah, we used to wear the weirdest stuff. Late medieval cord pieces. Yeah, I mean, if you go back in them times, the women wearing those knickers, those long underwear and all that stuff, like, what was the deal? The polo layered shirts. Crisscross, yeah. Powdered wigs. I never understood the whole wig movement. Everybody wore vests. I love me some vests. That's something that I would bring back. I had a million vests. When people sag their pants, people still sag their pants. Shoulder pads. Tracksuit. Crocs, yeah. Crocs is now and will forever be a weird vibe. Jelly beans too, although they make your feet stink too, those things, but them things hurt. People over 30, what's your biggest regret in life? Probably not doing everything I wanted to do that I felt like I needed to be older to do. Like, you know, the amount of time I spent anxious about being judged, true. Not taking my own health seriously, people pleasing, not putting myself out due to fear of rejection or failure. Not getting an exercise earlier. I listened to my parents too much when I was younger. Not taking chances with various girls, women throughout my life. Being a bully. Not stop drinking. Yeah, you know, they always say when your habits turn into... when something that you call partying continues to be something that you do every weekend, well past 25, then it's a habit at that point. Alright, let's go over to the Am I the A-hole? Am I the a-hole for telling my husband that his affair child is not welcome in our home, and if he wants custody, he will have to move out? My husband and I have been married for 9 years in 2021. As soon as I start reading, and my instrumental wants to turn to words. Never fails. Okay. Anyway, my husband and I have been married for 9 years. In 2021, we found out my husband was being sued for child support. Turns out my husband had an affair shortly after we were married. It nearly ended our marriage, but we went to counseling together, and I agreed to stay in the marriage with the following provisions. My husband was to get a second job so that his child support payments did not affect our household budget, and that at no point in time would I ever consider having a relationship with his child. If he wanted to pursue one with them, fine, but I have absolutely zero interest in this kid. So my husband has been getting to know his kid over the past couple of years, and recently my husband came to me and informed me that there was some sort of baby mama drama. Apparently she has a self-surrender in May and is going to be incarcerated for 8 months. My husband told me that he needs to take custody while his affair partner is locked up. Otherwise the kid would have to go to the grandparents who basically live on the opposite coast of us. Their kid doesn't want to have change schools, blah, blah, blah. So after my husband told me that, I got up and left the house. I went to the grocery store on the corner and grabbed a copy of our apartment guide, went back home and handed it to him. He asked if I was serious. I told him I felt the same way I did 3 years ago. He said he didn't think that was fair, and sorry, I gotta breathe. Considering the extenuating circumstances, I told him I don't care about circumstances. His kid is not welcome in my home. So the girl is getting locked up. I think it's the ideal situation, because then you don't have to deal with her. She locked up, and you can just take care of the kid. I can see if he was like the kid is coming to live with y'all, and she's just gonna get on weekends, and then he'd have to see her in person. Like, the lady's locked up for 8 months, and it's an ideal situation, I think, for all of y'all to get to know the kid. And at the end of the day, the kid had nothing to do with the affair. Honestly, it really didn't. Maybe it's something that you guys need to go revisit the therapist about again. So somebody said, I think you should divorce him and move on with your life, not your job to take care of the kid. Somebody said, why are you still with him? In no way do I think it's your responsibility to raise his child, but it is his responsibility. This poor kid didn't ask for any of it. The whole situation would be happier and healthier if y'all just split up. Yeah, this marriage should have ended years ago. The child will always be there. Seems like you should cut your losses and move out of on from the relationship. I think that she don't want to, clearly, because she stayed. And this is her thing to hold over his head forever, which is crazy because it's a whole person. I don't think if he told her to get a divorce, I don't even think she'd be happy. She'd be like writing a Reddit about that. Somebody said, this poor kid, I hope dad steps up and is there for him. This isn't what you wanted for your life and relationship, and that's fair. Your husband on different paths. This is responsibility. I think it's reasonably you asked him to move out and take care of his responsibilities alone. I don't think your marriage is going to work out. Yeah, a lot of people think y'all should split up, but clearly she don't want to because she's writing about it. But to expect him to choose you or a child is kind of crazy. Am I the a-hole for announcing my pregnancy at my brother's wedding after he proposed at mine? My brother said he was going to propose at my wedding. I told him no, it was a day about myself and my wife, and we did not want any distractions. My mom lost her stuff. She said that he wanted family. He might not see us again for a while, and they wanted to be a part of the proposal. I said I did not give a crap, and that if he did, I would have him kicked out. He did it, and my mom said if I were kicking him out, she would leave too. I just remember seething inside. My brother got married last weekend. Instead of a welcome to the family toast, I used it time to announce that we were expecting our first baby. My mom was upset, but my grandmother told her to sit down and shut up. We spent some reception talking to the family we would not see again for a while about our coming baby. My mom says I was the a-hole for taking attention away from my brother on the wedding day. She got really mad when I reminded her that she threatened to leave my wedding if I kicked him out if he proposed. Anyway, you're not the a-hole. Your mom is clearly. And your brother is clearly too. So no, definitely not. A tidbit about the grandma is funny. Yeah, grandma is the OG. In my very humble opinion, is better suited for petty revenge. It's blatantly obviously which one of you is the golden child. Good job, grandma, for shutting down mom's BS. But your bro, he asked, you said no, and he did anyway. That's easy to wind up on people's poop list. Yeah, you're not the a-hole. Seems like your mom has a favorite. All right, let's get into these story times.
You know how you don't know if you completely over your ex and you go back and you still kind of mess with him? I never touched him again. Never.
Was he upset about that? Because he seemed abusive. He didn't feel like he was going to let you go easily.
Well, he got me at 12, so I didn't know no better. I realized later in life I was looking for a father figure. I needed that man in my life.
He was a lot older?
Yeah, he was 22, married with a baby on the way.
And you was 12?
I was 12.
Well, we call that pedophilia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had her at 14. And he came and signed a birth certificate. You want to hear something crazy? He came and signed a birth certificate with his new girlfriend.
They didn't lock him up?
No, they let him sign. They don't care nothing about you when you poor and black and inner city. He signed both of the kids' birth certificate. Both of them have his last name.
Wow.
And he said absolutely, they didn't say nothing.
Do you look at, I mean, now that you're older, do you look at him and say, this dude is crazy. He was 22 years old sleeping with a 12-year-old. He got a problem.
Well, you know what? He was the first person that I thought I really loved, and I thought I needed closure from him. So when I started to write the book, I went off to him and I said, hey, you ever thought about apologizing for what you did to me? And he said, I said, because I was only 12, and this dude told me on the phone, he said, look, he said, your mind and body wasn't 12.
How did you meet him? Okay, I'm sorry.
That shit kicked me in my chest so hard, and I realized I had to forgive him because he's never going to ask for forgiveness. And I met him at the skating rink. No, I met him coming. He went to a teenage party one night at the YMCA in Atlanta.
A teenage party?
He stayed at the teenage parties. He stayed there. He was at the YMCA with all the middle school and high school students. And that was the first time I ever went out and I met him.
So hold on, was he throwing the party at least, or he was just there?
No, he just there because he used to skate all the time. So he always hung with younger people.
Oh, so he's being a predator then?
He was definitely being a predator.
He don't think so, but I think so. I mean, he's 22 years old and got pom-poms on his skates.
Wow, that was Miss Pat, and she's a comedian, and she was just talking about like how her kids and her life. She's had a really hard life. She's been shot, jail, drug dealer, but just, you know, they always say comedians have like, you know, so much pain in the earth. They are funny because that's how they survive the pain. But, you know, it's really sad that, you know, a lot of young dudes prey on young girls. And back then, especially in her era, it was not a big deal that men were R. Kelly and just going to the high schools to pick up young girls, or going places, you know, to pick up young girls and getting them pregnant. And even now, I mean, it was so normalized back then that even she clearly don't really think nothing's wrong with it, because, you know, it was literally not taboo back then, and just so strange. And you can just still tell that she's still got some pain to this. I mean, she's gonna always tell her jokes, but it's just sad.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm Dina. Look at my feet. My feet are straight ahead. You don't want to do that. Hip hop is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hit. And the more relaxed you are, that's what makes a hip hop. Boom, bam, every time. Or Start out just hitting it. This is what we call popping. Straight. Straight. Hit. And that's what makes it look like hip hop. Hey,
That is hilarious. So she had already been doing those videos, and she teamed up with the Original Woman, but it's hilarious.
The DeBarge's parents ruined them. Robert Louis DeBarge and Ederline married in 1953. He was 21, she was 17. Ederline was a child of 11, and she grew up singing gospel with her siblings under the tutelage of their father. Although much isn't known about Robert's upbringing, he did come from a big family as well, 9 to 10 siblings. He descended from French immigrants on his father's side, and he served in the Korean War. Once the two married, they lived in a predominantly black neighborhood in Detroit, Michigan. Interracial relationships, especially marriages, were not widely accepted at this time, and they definitely felt that. Robert actually lost a few work opportunities because he was married to a black woman, so the family wasn't financially thriving. And I believe that over time this began to wear on Robert as he became very verbal against his wife. This is also where I personally believe that Robert was dealing with childhood traumas that we don't know of, because he was said to become a very daunting man, demanding that Ederline didn't wear any makeup or jewelry or anything that would attract men to her. And even when men did speak to her, he would demand their contact information. And she says he kept her pregnant, to push them off as well. This treatment was passed down to their 10 children, Robert abusing both them and their mother, both physically as in a punch, and the oldest brother, Robert Jr., a.k.a. Bobby, was said to get the abuse worse as he was quiet and Ederline's favorite. So this made Robert very jealous because it took attention away from him. Bunny says for her it began at the age of 7. And what's crazy is that at some point the children learned to not even run to their mother, to not even confide in her about, their father, because she was as afraid of him as they were. Their mother did teach them how to sing, though, as her father did for her, and it became the siblings' cope, their therapy, and their way of kind of supporting each other as they really only had each other. Ederline remained married to Robert for 21 years before divorcing him in 1974 after he had an affair and a child with another black woman who became his second wife. Now, although the family upbringings are not identical, this family family structure may remind you of another musical family, the Jacksons, and the two families actually did know each other relatively well. Jermaine Jackson helped brothers Bobby and Tommy's group Swish get signed to Motown, and he produced their first two albums. Bobby dated LaToya for a little bit and actually wrote the song You and I about her in response to her song Nighttime Lover. If you haven't heard You and I, you need to listen to it. It is a beautiful, beautiful song. James and Janet dated and secretly got married in 1984, and she only told her sister LaToya about it. And it was Michael Jackson who stopped James from unaliving himself.
I was on the roof of this house because we lived together. And I was going to jump, so now we got a few people outside, like Mom and Toya and Janet, and we're freaking out. I was trying to hurry up and do it before, before I changed my mind.
How did he stop you?
Well, he was the only one not freaking out, and he seemed to be familiar with my pain. For whatever reason, he made me feel that way. He was calm, and he just calmly talking, you know what I'm saying? And James, I guess he knew I needed someone to talk to, and so he was that ear. So we just talked all night, and I forgot about that I was even on the roof, and I was going to jump.
And what would make someone want to jump off of a roof? Their mother blames Motown and the music industry in general for her children's mental issues and them, turn into substances. She says that they didn't care about her children's mental health and turned them against each other. But Sister Bunny blamed it on the ugliness they all endured as children, which I agree with. I'm sure the music industry did not help their traumas, but it definitely is not the sole cause. Bobby is said to have began taking part in drugs like heroin at the age of 15. In 1988, he and his younger brother Chico were convicted of drug trafficking and sentenced 6 years in federal prison. During his time incarcerated, Bobby learned that he had AIDS, and once he was finally released from prison, he was only able to release one solo album before he died at the age of 39 due to health complications related to AIDS. And what's sad is that Bobby was the most talented of the family. I'm sorry to say, he wrote, he produced, he sang like crazy. Even Berry Gordy said that he was the most talented artist he'd ever signed. And that's saying something because you know how much talent was at Motown. In 1990, Tommy sold fake nose candy to an undercover officer, and later on in life, he was on kidney dialysis. Chico abused painkillers and heroin. Mark could only walk with the assistance of crutches due to debilitation in his legs. Randy contracted an incurable illness that the family has never revealed. And then there's poor El DeBarge. This is the one that Motown thought would be the next Michael Jackson. But he stayed in the jail cell. In 2001, he was detained for drug possession. In 2006, controlled substances. 2007, domestic violence. 2008, crack cocaine in possession of a controlled substance. And as recently as 2023, he was detained for drug paraphernalia. He's also admitted to battling many personalities. In 2014, James was arrested on suspicion of possessing methamphetamine. And I'm gonna just stop there. The rap sheet is longer though. Although their father denied ever abusing them or his then wife, there's no question that whatever those children experienced in that household growing up traumatized and stunted their incredible talent. And I believe that both parents are at fault for that. As a parent, one of your biggest responsibilities is protecting your child at any cost possible. And as you can see in the DeBarge's life, their parents both dropped the ball in this area, whether it was intentional or not. The DeBarge's parents ruined.
Reminds me of Maya Angelou, the caged bird sings. It's something about these people and just the talented people and just the abuse they faced and, how they found things, outlets, and it's just crazy. But, yeah, the DeBarges, they were such a talented family.
Ain't got shit on when you first find out that bitch you was rocking.
So I could finally tell this story because it would never be me and this bitch no more. So I had met this girl off of Twitter, and basically I had retweeted this post. The post had said something about I wasn't made for this generation because all I want to do is club and I like to go to church. So basically I had retweeted the post, and I had said exactly, somebody invite me to their church, the fuck. So the girl got in the comments and was like, you come to my church, with the heart emoji. I didn't expect that because when I get on Twitter, I basically get on there to vent and talk to myself. So I asked the girl what church she go to, when service start. So we basically get in each other's inbox, exchanging information. So when I head down there to the girl church, we live about an hour and 15 minutes apart. So I did have to leave earlier. And my mom was like, where you going this early? And I'm like, going to a service that my friend invited me to. First off, bitch, you using the friend word too fast and you don't even know this bitch. I went to her house for me. Like, maybe me and her could be friends, but it was not for me. Let me tell you why. So when we first got into the church, I noticed she was going up there to sing with the choir. So I was in the congregation by myself, basically. So while I'm in the congregation, they is preaching, and I just don't understand shit that they are talking about. So, like, I'm just lost as fuck. So then I noticed, like, she's not Baptist. I'm Baptist. So I don't understand what's going on during the service at all. It's like they was speaking a third language. I don't know what they was talking about. I didn't understand at all. They had even got up during the service and started chanting shit. I was like, is they Methodist? But I was like, no, they're not Methodist because my cousin Methodist. And I know how it started off. So I don't know what that was, honestly. So after service, we basically just go back to our house and we eat good. So then after that, we start having a session. So you know how you having a session and you get to vent. So basically she vents to me and I get to asking her, like, do she know my ex-girlfriend? And she was like, I didn't know you was gay. Mind you, she told me she didn't know I was gay. Then during this session, I noticed that she's gay. So while I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend, she goes to say, oh, that's your ex-girlfriend church that we just went to. Like, that's a church member too.
Girl, I don't know what this lady talking about. All she said was she met somebody on Twitter, and then they went to church, and then they smoked weed. That's what they call sessions now. And they was gay. I don't know. It made no sense. I think she don't understand. She confused me.
And if you're going through something, this is for you. Pull through! Pull through! We need you! The ball is in your court. I need you to dribble down, and I need you to shoot a three. If you're going through it, get up. I need, come on, coach called you in the game. You! I need, come shoot a three. And if you're going...
That dude motivated me so much. Trent. If I could just like have him hop up like a miniature him, just hop up on my shoulder when I'm feeling whatever. The guy's a great motivational speaker.
Look, he's swimming quick. Yeah, that was a barracuda. You know the fuck no fish that turned Nemo's mom into supper? I got good news and I got bad news. These ocean butter knives are carnivorous and can grow up to 5.5 feet long. These sea separators swim so fast they can cut their prey in half. When this sea snake knife attacks, it can swim up to 60 kilometers per hour, and with teeth sharper than a pinhead, it just cuts things clean in half. They have adapted for fish that are more difficult to consume by having sheath in the bottom jaw of their mouth for each one of the teeth on the upper row. Like a locking mechanism, each one of its teeth lock into the sheath at the bottom so that the fish cannot get away. Their prey items often sexually identify as a quarter because they're also shiny, so they like shiny things. So you're less likely to get attacked by one if you don't wear a watch or a ring or anything shiny into the ocean. Now for the positive news. On the bright side, that barracuda probably wasn't trying to attack that guy. Like your girlfriend on a date with your french fries, they'll sometimes follow the larger predator and get some of the leftovers.
Me being in ocean with my necklaces and my everything else on, I'm just telling y'all.
If you look at the women today, it's a lot of women who have BBLs. So I'm constantly reminded, like, they made it. They go another big booty. She made it. See what I'm saying? I get why women wants to enhance themselves. I get it. But fellas, we have to do more on just continuously telling our women that they're beautiful.
You're enough.
We have to continuously tell them that they're gorgeous. Don't make your woman feel like she has to go do something, even if you fucking with another chick. Like, no. You just love a woman. That's it. And women, listen to your man. Just listen. I'm not gonna sit here and tell somebody don't do what they want to do, don't do. No. People make decisions. You have to live with that as a unit. So I can't even sit here and say, oh, I'm against nothing. Oh, I'm with it. As a unit, I took a loss. If you look.
So that's DC Young Fly, and he's talking about his girl that died from getting BBL surgery, and the fact that now he looks at BBLs in disdain, like, there's a big booty, she survived, how come my girl didn't? It's really sad, and I mean, I don't know, maybe he's having regrets as to not telling, like, trying to maybe, I don't know, and it might not be him. I mean, she's in Hollywood and being on TV, they're full of such competition to compete with them people, and they get cosmetic surgery. There's so many women that were already naturally beautiful, and they start doing all these things to themselves, and it's sad. But, yeah.
Now to the class action lawsuit against Walmart. The company agreeing to pay $45 million to settle that lawsuit. ABC's Alexis Christophorus is here with what it could mean for some consumers and possibly some money back in their pockets. Alexis, good morning.
Got that right. Good morning, Janae. If you bought groceries at Walmart in recent years, the retail giant may owe you up to $500. Here's the deal. Walmart's paying $45 million to settle a class action lawsuit claiming the retail giant overcharged some customers for certain groceries bought in store from October 19th, 2018 to January 19th of this year. The lawsuit accuses Walmart of falsely inflating product weight, mislabeling some products, and overcharging for certain clearance items, including meat, poultry, pork, and seafood sold by weight, as well as for some bagged citrus fruit. Walmart denies the allegations, but agreed to the settlement, telling ABC News, "We believe a settlement is in the best interest of both parties." Now, if you believe you're eligible and you have your receipts, you could be entitled to 2% of the total cost for each product, up to $500. If you don't keep grocery receipts from 5 years ago, don't worry, you can still receive up to $25. You may also be able to retrieve receipts from Walmart's website, and you can file a claim on the settlement administrator's website. That deadline to file, June 5th. Gio?
Everybody looking for those receipts. Yeah, right?
Walmart should just give everybody $25 at this point, because most people have shopped there. They really think people got their receipts. And like somebody was saying, people can just show their bank statements. I mean, I don't know how much money I didn't put into Walmart, but I know they got me.
This is Pinky. He's a male.
Alright, that's it. But I think I'm going to watch this video one more time because it's funny.
Cat, domestic short hair. He's available for adoption. He's pet of the week. Placer County Animal Shelter. He's a very loving cat.
Pinky, whoa.
We got a wildcat on our hands. Pinky, settle down, bud. Careful. I get a catch pole. Somebody get a catch pole. Yeah, because I'm not going to grab it.
That never is. Oh, man. Listen, that's how my dogs was fighting this weekend, man. These animals is wild. Y'all, hopefully I get out of the animal kingdom this weekend. Prayerfully, if not, we still in the land of the living. We still blessed. We will say hallelujah. Anyhow, look, y'all have an amazing day and amazing week, and I'll be back tomorrow with more of everything.